What's up, folks? It's your boy Richie Rich here. Good morning to all of you out there. Today in this video, I'm gonna be doing a special type of video for you all. This is something I've been wanting to do for such a long time. I haven't had a chance to do it, but now, after so long of waiting, after like, I don't know, like half a year, like 6 months waiting, I finally have had the chance and the opportunity, so both the chance and the opportunity to do this video for you guys. Today in this video, I am going to be talking to you guys about one cool car. Well, like, it is cool, but there's different generations of this one. So for all of you tuner fans out there who are also like M enthusiasts, who are into like M power and all that stuff for BMWs, I figured, I would want to do some BMW content for you guys. So I've got one for you guys. Today in this video, I'll be talking to you guys about the BMW M3. Now, I did talk about an M car before. Now, like, I talked about, as I remember, I talked about the BMW M2, as far as I remember. Months ago, I talked about that car. That was when I was still doing the American driving laws, which I'm actually going to go back to, actually, because there's a couple states which I have not talked about yet. So where is it? I got it here somewhere. Where is it? Where can I find it? Sorry. Let me just find out. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. So yeah, right around 3 months ago, I talked about this car, the BMW M2. I did also part 2. If you guys want to check those out, feel free to do so. So it was 3 months ago I talked about that car. But now I'm going to be talking about its predecessor. Well, not predecessor, but its brother, I would say. So today in this video, I'll be talking to you guys about the BMW M3. Now, I'm going to do like each generation for one video. Well, for each video, I'm going to do like one generation of the car, because doing all of them at once is just, it's just going to take forever, to do all of it in like one go. But, I'll see what I will try and do for those. And also, I might also do another M car. Just don't know when, but at some point I'll try doing. So yeah, today I'll be talking to you guys about the BMW M3. So without any further ado, let's get started. But before I start, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe. So like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Say comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you are alerted of when I'm making uploads. Yeah, I am still coughing. I've been coughing for a couple months. It is just dreadful. I can't seem to shake this feeling off. It's like I'm gonna be stuck with this for the rest of my life. Unless if I force it out, it will just still happen. Anyways, I will fix that eventually. Okay. So without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the BMW M3. Here we go. The BMW M3 is a high-performance version of the BMW 3 Series, developed by BMW's in-house motorsport division, BMW M, which I talked about like months ago, like maybe a year ago, I don't know when. So yeah, the BMW M3. So the BMW M3 is a high-performance version of the BMW 3 Series developed by BMW's in-house motorsport division, BMW M GmbH. M3 M M3 models have been produced for every generation of 3 Series since the E30 M3 was was introduced in 1986. So before I move on, I want to see like how long has it been since I talked about the BMW M division, well M Power as I would call it. I got it here somewhere. God, where is it? It's gonna take a while just to find it. Where the hell is it? Where is it? I got it here somewhere. I know I do. Uh, where is it? Come on. Oh, got it. So right around a year ago, I talked about this one back in January 2023. It's like the middle of January 2023 for the first part, and then the second part, which is the finale, was like close to the end of January 2023. Very close to that. That's just crazy. Okay. So yeah, BMW M3. The BMW M3 is a high-performance version of the BMW 3 Series developed by BMW's in-house motorsport division, BMW M GmbH. M3 models have been produced for every generation of 3 Series since the E30 M3 was introduced in 1986. Alright, now it is, as usual, overview. So overview time is now happening. So here we go. Overview. Say overview. So the manufacturer is by BMW M, obviously. The production is from 1986 to 2018, and then it was a new one to 2020 to the present, which is, well, the future as I call it. So it's still in production in the early 20s for the future time. So 2020, and it's still in production. Production from the original ones from 1986 to 2018 to the modern ones 2020 to the present. So production 1986 to 2018, and then to say 1986. So from 1986 to 2018, there we go, and from 2020 to the present, well, future as I call it still, and it is still in production. But probably they're gonna do new M3s, presumably. I don't know. Maybe, possibly one more, like, or maybe a few more, or maybe one more internal combustion engine version, and then presumably they might do like electric version. If they do like electric M3s, I'll be like, what? What has happened in BMW's head, or well, I'll say their mind, into making an electric M3? It's not just BMW is doing electric cars. It's like Audi, Mercedes, Porsches even. So many other cars they're doing electric. So production 1986 to 2018, and then 2020 and to the future, as I call it. Next up is body and chassis. All right. The class is a sports sedan. The layout is front engine rear-wheel drive, just like the original ones, and front engine all-wheel drive. So yeah, all-wheel drive for the 2021 edition. There we go. So it's related to the BMW 3 Series and the BMW M4, which I might talk about next. I don't know. So yeah, BMW M4. All right. So the initial model. So the initial model was available in a coupe, or the initial model was available in a coupe body style, or coupe, with a convertible body style made available soon after. With a convertible body style made available soon after. M3 sedans So M3 sedans were offered initially during the E36. So E36. So M3 sedans were offered initially during the E36 from 1994 to 1999. So it ended production just before the start of like the early 2000s. Straight away, bam, off the lot. They ended it straight away at the very end of the 90s. At 1999, they ended it. So, and E90 M3s from 2008 to 2012, my favorite year, 2012. God, I wish to go back to 2012. How cool would that be? You know, how cool would it be to go back to the past, to the early 2010s? Like, how cool are they? Like, the early 2010s, they're like literally the best. Even especially 2013. Like, that was the best year of my life. Literally, just fantastic. Just brilliant. I mean, even though going back in time is not really possible, I mean, I wish for that. I mean, I wish it was possible, but time traveling can be dangerous. But, you know, yeah. But still, I wish for it. I wish for it to, like, you know, be possible. But it's not really possible. Like, hell, even if we, like, hold on. I'll be back. Just gonna get water, I'll be back. So, like, even if time travel would be possible, it still wouldn't really happen. I mean, even if we want to go back in time, it still wouldn't be, like, possible to, like, go back in time. But yeah, I mean, it's not technically possible to go back in time, but oh well. It might happen, we'll just never know. So, anyways, let's move on. So, oh god, I completely forgot where it was. So yeah, the initial model. So the initial model. The initial model was available in a coupe body style, with a convertible body style made available soon after. M3 sedans were offered initially during the E36. So E36 1994 to 1999 and E90 2008 to 2012 editions. Well, generations there. 2008 to 2012 editions. Since 2014, the coupe and convertible models have been rebranded as the 4 Series range, making the high performance variant the M4. Variants of the 3 Series, variants of the 3 Series, variants of the 3 Series, since then have seen the M3 produced as a sedan until 2020, when the M3 was produced as a station wagon, or a touring car, or an estate car as you would call it, for the first time, alongside the sedan or saloon variant. Now, it's time to talk about the very first one, the E30, the mighty 1986 to 1991 BMW M3 E30. So this is going to be a good one. Alright, so overview as usual is first. So the production is from March 1986 to June 1991. Alright, so the designer is alright, so the designer is Klaus
Lute.
So Klaus Lute, born December 8th, 1932, died March 17th, 2008. So 2008. Yeah, 2008. Age 75. He was a German car designer, noted for his design work on the NSU. So NSU RO 80, which is a four-door front-engine executive sedan manufactured and marketed by the West German firm NSU from 1967 until 1977. So NSU is a German manufacturer of automobiles for like motorcycles and pedal bikes, founded in 1830. Wait, hold on. 1873. So this is where the car was like produced or like made. So either produced or made. So at this location, well, this place I would say. It's NSU Motorenwerk. Can't really pronounce it, but this is the car that they made. The NSU RO80. When I just saw this car just now, first time, I thought this looked like an Audi for a second. I don't know. And the VW K70. Volkswagen K70, which actually is not that bad, really. I mean, to me, it actually looks cool, considering, I've ever seen this car for the very first time. This does actually look pretty good. Volkswagen K70. I mean, I'll admit it's front-wheel drive, but aside from that, it does look brilliant, the Volkswagen K70. I mean, they should bring these cars back. I mean, it would be great to bring the cars back that we've never seen for the first time, in person, like in real life. I mean, literally, it would be great. Anyway, so we're still on overview. So the production's from March 1986. So March 1986 to June 1991. So that's production. The designer is Klaus Lute. Designer Klaus Lute. Body and chassis next. The body style is a two-door. Two versions you can get is a two-door 2x2 coupe or coupe, or a if you want to enjoy the summer, the sunshine, you can get one as a two-door convertible. But either one of these two will have different price ranges. So just choose one wisely. Just choose one wisely, which one you would go for the right price. So layout is front engine rear-wheel drive, as all other M3s apart from the G80, which does have rear-wheel drive but also has all-wheel drive. So layout front engine rear-wheel drive. Proper recipe for a sports car, even with a manual. Sorry. So powertrain is next, which actually is not really bad for 1986 to 1991. Right. So powertrain is next. So the engine is a 2.3 to 2.5 liter S14 B23 inline 4. The transmission is a 5-speed manual. With those engines, they were produced. They would produce over 200 horsepower, which is not really bad for 1986 to 1991. It's not really bad. 200 horsepower. That was pretty fast at that time. So that powertrain. So we're still on powertrain. Engine 2.3 liter to 2.5 liter S14. So 2.3, 2.5 liter S14 B23 inline 4. Sorry, transmission is a 5-speed manual. So transmission is a 5-speed manual. The dimensions are next. The wheelbase is 2,562 millimeters, 100.9 inches. Excuse me. The length is 4,345 millimeters, 171.1 inches. The width is a 1,680 millimeters, 66.1 inches. It says width. The height is 1,370 millimeters, 53.9 inches. Rounded up is like 54 inches. Curb weight is next. Sorry. So curb weight. So curb weight is between 1,165 to 1,360 kilos. Say 1,165. So 1,165 to 1,360 kilos. That's around 2,568 to 2,998 pounds. I mean, under 3,000 pounds. It's not bad. It's pretty good. But below 2.5, like, but below 2,600 pounds, that's pretty good. And between 1.1 1.3 tons, that's pretty good for a car from the 80s. That's not bad. And up until 1991, the early 90s. That's great. So yeah, 1,165 to 1,360 kilos, 2,568 to 2,998. So 2,998 pounds. So I was thinking 2,000. So from around 2,568 to 2,998 pounds. Below 3,000 pounds. That's pretty good. So the first BMW M3 was based on the E30 3 Series and was intended to be a homologation special to satisfy the oh god, this one's a tough one. Tough word to say. It's a German word. So alright, so the first BMW M3 was based on the E30 3 Series and was intended to be a homologation special to satisfy the
Deutsche Tourenwagenmeisterschaft.
Deutsche Tourenwagenmeisterschaft. I think I said it right. Hold on.
Deutsche Tourenwagenmeisterschaft.
Deutsche Tourenwagenmeisterschaft. So the DTM and Group A touring rules. So touring rules. When I say it like at the same time, touring rules sounds like so Group A touring rules. There we go. Sometimes I have to repeat it just because I say it wrong sometimes. All right, anyway, so let's move on. Let's move on. Which required a total of 5,000. So 5,000 cars to be built. So this is like also with like some of the other racing, like other races like from the 80s and 90s, they have to have like a requirement of how many cars they have to be built in order to race. So Deutsche Tourenwagenmeisterschaft and Group A touring rules, which required a total of 5,000 cars to be built. It was presented to the public at the 1985 FMS, which stands for Frankfurt Motor Show. So it was presented to the public at the 1985 Frankfurt Motor Show and began production from March 1986 to June from March 1986 So 1986 to June 1991. So March 1986 to June 1991. The E30 M3 was mainly produced in the coupe body style, but limited volumes of convertibles were also produced. The front splitter, the rear apron, sill panels, as well as changes to the body in the areas of the rear window, also known as the C-pillar. So the front splitter, rear apron, sill panels, as well as changes to the body in the area of the rear window, also known as the C-pillar, and the trunk lid boot lid, improved the aerodynamics. So the aerodynamics. For aerodynamic reasons, the rear window was flattened and the tailgate was made of light glass, so light glass reinforced plastic, also known as fiberglass. So fiberglass. So fiberglass is a common type of fiber reinforced plastic using glass fiber. The fibers may be randomly arranged, flattened into a sheet called a chopped strand mat, or woven into a glass cloth. The plastic matrix may be a thermoset polymer matrix, most often based on thermosetting polymers such as epoxy, polyester resin, or vinyl ester resin, or a thermoplastic. Cheaper and more flexible than carbon fiber, it's stronger than many metals by weight, non-magnetic, non-conductive, transparent to electromagnetic radiation, can be molded into complex shapes, and is chemically inert under many circumstances. Applications include aircraft, boats, swimming pools, hot tubs, septic tanks, water tanks, roofing, pipes, cladding, whatever that is, orthopedic casts, surfboards, and external door skins. It can also be used on cars as well, presumably. Other common names for fiberglass are GRP, glass reinforced plastic, GFRP, glass fiber reinforced plastic, or GFK. So this is a German word, so I'm gonna actually have to translate this one. So how do you translate this word? Hold on.
Glasfaserverstärkter Kunststoff.
Did you actually hear that? Hear it again.
Glasfaserverstärkter Kunststoff.
Yeah, I can't actually pronounce this one. It's tough for me to pronounce it. So, because glass fiber itself is sometimes referred to as fiberglass, the composite is also called FRP, which stands for fiberglass reinforced plastic. This article will adopt the convention that fiberglass refers to the complete fiber reinforced composite material rather than only to the glass fiber within it. Carbon fiber reinforced polymers are a similar composite material in which the reinforcements are carbon fibers. Alright, so for aerodynamic reasons, so we're back on the M3. So for aerodynamic reasons, the rear window was flattened and the tailgates was made of light glass reinforced plastic, raised by approximately 40 millimeters for better airflow. The changes over the rear of the car resulted in lower lift forces and better straight line stability. In addition, the windscreen was glued in, not as with the other E30 models. Say E30 models, framed with both a window, rubber, and piping. As a result, the M3 achieved a relatively low drag coefficient of 0.33 instead of 0.38 as in the standard 3 Series. The only exterior body panels to regular 3 Series, yes, the only exterior body panels the regular M3, the regular 3 Series and the M3 shared were the hood, roof panel, and sunroof. Well, bonnet. So hood slash bonnet, not rear panel, roof panel. There we go, and sunroof. The brake calipers, rotors, and master cylinder were unique to the M3 model, or discs. The transmission was a Getrag 265. Wait, hold on. So the transmission was a Getrag 265 5-speed manual. Say 5-speed manual, which is pretty good. So pretty cool. European models were outfitted with a dogleg version with close ratios and a 1-to-1 ratio for fifth gear. Say for fifth gear. Not to be confused with the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, not like the Swedish hypercar, but this is for the ratio for the gearing of the M3. So the gearbox was a Getrag 265 5-speed manual. European models were outfitted with a dogleg version with close ratios and a 1-to-1 ratio for fifth gear. So fifth gear. North American models used a traditional shift pattern and had wider gearing spacing, wider gear spacing, with an overdriven fifth gear. With an overdriven fifth gear. A clutch type limited slip differential was standard equipment. Standard equipment. In 2004, Sports Car International named the E30 M3 number 6 on the list of top sports cars of the 1980s. In 2007, Automobile Magazine, give me a sec. Automobile Magazine included the E30 M3 in their five greatest drivers cars. So hold on. Five greatest drivers cars of all time. There we go. Under their 25 greatest cars of all time. Now we're on the engine, and then we got suspension and special editions, and then I got motorsport for this, and then I'll end it there. Then I'll do the E36. So E36 for my next one. Alright, so yeah. Alright, so 5 greatest drivers cars of all time under their 25 greatest cars of all time. Now we got engine. The E30 M3 used the BMW S14 S14 B23 inline 4 engine. Well, straightforward. A high revving dual overhead cam designed with a head closely based on that of the BMW S38 3.5 liter straight 6, founded in M3, like the M3 E36 for example. I think it was in the M3 E36, I can't remember. So the E30 M3 used the BMW S14 B23, so S14 B23 4-cylinder engine, a high revving dual overhead cam design with a head closely based on that of the BMW S38 straight six, similar engine to the one used in the M3, 3.5 liter. Same BMW S38 3.5 liter straight six engine, and the block from the BMW M10 um, four-cylinder engine with a 7,250 RPM redline. Say redline. In countries where the M3 was sold with a catalytic converter, the initial versions were rated at 192 horsepower and had the top speed of 235 kilometers an hour, 146 miles an hour. So 235 kilometers an hour, 146 miles an hour. In, in countries where a catalytic converter was not fitted, the engine was rated at 197 horsepower. Now we got suspension. Differences for the standard E30 models include 5-stud wheel hubs, 255 slash 45 R16 Pirelli P700-Z or Z tires, offset control arm bushings in the front suspension for increased caster angle, aluminum or aluminium control arms, revised front strut tubes with bolt-on kingpins, so kingpins and sway bar mounted, to strut tube similar to the E28 5 Series. Front wheel bearings and brake caliper bolt spacing from the E28 5 Series, 310 millimeters slotted front and 310 millimeter slotted front and 295 millimeter slotted rear brakes, 6 piston at the front and 4 piston at the rear calipers, and stainless steel braided brake hoses. All right, next up we got special editions. Now, first off, we got the Evo 1, well, Evolution 1, not to be confused with the Mitsubishi versions of those cars. Like Mitsubishi Evo, we're not doing Evos just yet. Well, I might do it very soon. Maybe the Subaru Impreza. I don't know when, but I gotta get M3s first done. All right, special editions are on. So, first off is the Evo 1. In 1981, or Evolution 1, in 1987, an Evolution model, also called Evo 1, was released. Although not designed by BMW, it was designed, but designated. Although not designated by BMW as an Evolution, not designated by BMW as an Evolution model, these had a revised cylinder head designated by an E stamp. To improve performance, power was unchanged from the standard M3. Visually, these were unchanged from the standard E30 M3. In total, 505 were built between March and May 1987 to celebrate the M3's victory at the 1987 Tour de Corse, round 5 of that year's World Rally Championship. WRC. BMW France commissioned a batch of 50 Evolution 1 special editions. Next up, we got the Evo 2, Evolution 2. To keep the M3 competitive for the 1988 season, the Evo 2 was released. 501 examples were built between March and May 1988. It featured a revised camshaft, pistons, and an increased compression ratio from 10.5 to 1 to 11 to 1, or 11.0 to 1. There was also a more efficient air intake and a lightened flywheel. Visually, the Evo 2 featured a BMW Motorsport tricolor camshaft and intake plenum cover. Power increased to 100. Wait, hold on. So So power increased to 214 horsepower at 6,750 RPMs, and 100 and, so and 245 newton meters, 181 pound-feet of torque at 4,750. So 4,750 RPMs. So 4,750 RPMs for the Evo 2. BMW installed a slightly reduced final drive ratio to provide a higher top speed. So it's now 3.15 to 1 instead of 3.25 to 1. Visual changes included a deeper front spoiler with brake cooling ducts instead of fog lights, while the trunklet featured a rear spoiler, complete with a new trailing flap. These assemblies were all made lighter than on previous iterations of the M3. More weight was saved thanks to the installation of thinner side and rear windows or glass. Next up is the Sport Evolution version. For 1990, a more powerful and lighter Sport Evolution model, sometimes referred to as Evo 3, not the Mitsubishi Evo 3, with a limited production run of 600 units, was produced with an upgraded 2.4 or 2.5 liter engine rated at 235 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 240 newton meters, 177 pound-feet at 4,750 RPM. The top speed was increased to 250 kilometers an hour, 155 miles an hour, which is limited. Sport Evo models have enlarged front bumper openings and an adjustable multi-position front splitter and rear wing. Brake cooling ducts were installed in place of front fog lights. Now we got Ravaglia and A.K.A editions, which is CECOTTO editions. In April 1989, the Ravaglia and A.K.A limited editions were released, both named after Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft. I still can't pronounce that. Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft.
Deutsche Tourenwagenmeisterschaft.
Yeah, Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft. DTM racing drivers. Power was increased to 212 horsepower with a catalytic converter. A.K.A edition production consisted of 480 cars plus 80 cars for the Swiss market, detuned to 208 horsepower to meet Swiss emissions limits. The production run for the Ravaglia edition consisted of 25 cars. Now we got the M3 pickup prototype. In 1986, BMW produced an M3 prototype pickup truck. Based on the convertible model, the M3 pickup used the narrower body of regular E30 models and was originally powered by the 2-liter version of the S14 engine from the Italian specification M3. It was used by BMW M as a transporter for roughly 26 years before it was officially retired in 2012. Now we got production volumes. Total production of the E30 M3 was 17,970 cars. Now we got production breakdown for model, code, market, and then power and units. So first, we got the M3, that is A.K.A. 1. So it had 197 horsepower, 5,187 included the Evo 1 and Evo 2. Then we got the M3 Cat, that's with the catalytic converter, A.K.A. It's 192 horsepower, 4,591. Then we got so we got a more powerful version of the M3, 212 horsepower, 1,506 M3 Sport Evolution, A.K.A. 235, 600 were made. Now we got the US spec of the A.K.A. M3, 192 horsepower, 5,300 were produced. Now we got the convertible versions. Now we got the M3 BB01. Those are Euro spec, 197 horsepower, 136 were made. Now we got the M3 Cat, the BB05 Euro spec, 192 horsepower, 174 were made. And we got the original M3 BB05 Euro spec, 212 horsepower. So 212 horsepower, 476 were made. All right, and then the last up for this version will be motorsports, and then I'll end it there. All right, the M3 E30 competed in many forms of motorsports and was highly successful in touring car racing. In full race trim, the 1988 M3's 2.3 liter naturally aspirated inline-4 engine was rated at approximately 296 horsepower. It's like 10 more than an E36 M3. That's pretty good. Say in full race trim, the 1988 M3's 2.3 liter naturally aspirated engine was rated at approximately 296 horsepower. The E30 M3 won the 24 Hours Nürburgring 5 times in 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992, and 1994. Not sure what happened in 1993. And the Spa 24 Hours 4 times in 1987, 1988, 1990, and then 1992. Not sure what happened in 1989, and nor do I don't even know what even happened in 1991 for that moment. I don't know. Often competing against cars with significantly larger or turbocharged engines. To keep the car competitive in racing, following year-to-year homologation rules changes, homologation specials were both produced and sold in limited volumes. These include the Evo 1, Evo 2, and Sports Evolution, with upgrades including weight reduction, improved aerodynamics, taller front wheel arches to allow 18-inch wheels to be used in DTM racing, bigger brake ducts, and more power output from the engine. With the introduction of the 2.5 liter Evo engine, or Evolution engine, into racing in 1990, power increased to approximately 374 horsepower. That's good. That's more than an E46 M3. Man. I think that M340i uses 374 horsepower from a B58 engine, the same engine that was used in the Supra, the Mark V Supra, yeah. But that one made only 340 horsepower. But it would make more horsepower depending on the version you would get for the Mark V Supra, using the BMW B58's engine. Alright, so the M3 also competed as a rally car with ProDrive prepared examples, contesting several national championships and selected rounds of the World Rally Championship, well, WRC, between 1987 and 1989. By the latter year, the cars, based on the regular M3, so based on the standard M3, were equipped with 6-speed gearboxes, so that's better, and were rated at 296 horsepower, close to 300 horsepower. That's pretty good. The M3 was not very competitive with 4-wheel drive cars on loose surfaces, but it was a very effective car on the asphalt or tarmac. Its most notable success was a victory on the Tour de Corse in 1989, driven by Bernard. Oh god, I can't translate this. It's a French word. So Bernard.
Beguin.
So Bernard Bugat?
Beguin.
Bernard Bugat, I think. So spelled B-E with a little dash on the top. So B-E with a little dash on the top. G-U-I-N. But it's it spells that, but it's not really pronounced that. Born 24th September 19 so born September 24th 1947. He was a former French rally driver who won the Tour de Corse in 1987 and the round of the WRC World Rally Championship.
Grenoble.
Yeah, and he was his birthplace was Grenoble, I think. I can't pronounce that. In
Grenoble.
what?
Grenoble.
Grenoble in France. Alright, so its most notable success was a victory on the Tour de Corse in 1987, driven by Bernard Bugan. Now we got championships, and then we're going to end it there. So, first off is the World Touring Car Championship, one title in 1987. European Touring Car Championship. So, European Touring Car Championship, two titles from 1987 and 1988. British Touring Car Championship, two titles, 1988 and 1991. Italia Super Turismo Championship, four titles, 1987, 1989, 1990, and 1991. We got Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft, two titles, 1987 and 1989. Then we got Australian Touring Car Championship, so one title in 1987. Australian 2-liter Touring Car Championship, one title in 1993. Australian Manufacturers Championship, two titles. They both shared in 1987 and 1988. Now we got AMSCAR series, two titles, 1987 and 1991. Then we got Irish Tarmac Rally Championship, one title in 1990. And then the Japanese Touring Car Championship, seven titles in the JTC-2, 1987, 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992, and 1993. So for those who don't know what AMSCAR is, AMSCAR, also known as Amaru Sedan Cars, was a touring car series held in Australia between 1979 and 1997, based at Amaru Park in Sydney. Say an Irish Tarmac Rally Championship, one title in 1990. Japanese Touring Car Championship, seven titles in JTC-2, 1987, 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992, and 1993. Alright, and that is it for now. For my next M3 video will be about the E36 M3 from 1992 to 1999, but that's gonna be for tomorrow's video if I got time. So if you guys like part one, like and subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell and hit all so you are alerted of when I'm making new uploads. Alright, and that is it. So I will see you guys in my next video for the BMW M3. But until then, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So take care, folks. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.